I hope that you're all doing wonderful today. I am sorry that it's a little bit like crooked and the lighting is strange right now. I ordered some new backdrops today, so I'm in the process of getting a new filming setup, and this is all going to change in the background pretty soon. But for now, this is what we're stuck with, and I wanted to go ahead and get this tutorial up for you guys. I was gifted the Naked Smoky palette for Christmas, and I absolutely love it, but I haven't been able to find that many tutorials using it. I feel like this winter it was all about warm colors and red tones, which I'm all about. I just got the Morphe 350, but that's a different story for another day. But I just noticed, you know, there was a total lack of tutorials for looks like this on the internet right now, or on YouTube. And this is a look that I've been wearing a lot lately. It's my favorite sort of smoky eye. Ever since I dyed my hair dark, this has been my go-to smoky eye and lip and everything. This is the Dose of Color Stone liquid lipstick, which I absolutely love. I just got a couple in the mail the other day. It's an absolutely flawless formula and the color is just beautiful. I feel like this is a really gorgeous look for Valentine's Day, whether you're going on a romantic date or you're going out with your girlfriends. I know that's probably what I'm going to be doing. But it's just sort of a one-fits-all kind of look. I feel like this is the type of look that's going to look great on all skin tones. If you're more fair, just go with a little bit lighter of a shade. You know, you could go with these shades and it will look more like a black smoky eye. And then if you're deeper, go with darker shades. You could use a black in place of a gray, or a gray would be absolutely gorgeous as well. So absolutely love this look. I feel like it works on so many different age ranges as well. So very, very wearable, very easy to create. I'll have to say thank you to Amanda Insing for suggesting this whole situation that's on the cheeks today. This is the Laura Geller Gilded Honey Highlight with MAC Prism. And this has been my absolute go-to combination on the cheeks lately. From winter going into springtime, it's good to keep it nice and neutral so that you can play around with lip colors and eye colors and everything. But yeah, let's quit blabbing and get into the tutorial. I hope that you guys enjoy, and thank you so much for watching. So of course you gotta start off your makeup application with some music. So I'm listening to some Drake today, which is always a good choice. And I'm applying my L'Oreal True Match Lumi foundation all over. And now I'm going to prep my eyelids, and I'm using the Makeup Forever Ultra HD Concealer. And I'm just going to buff that out using my Real Techniques Perfection Complexion Sponge, or whatever it is. Who knows? It's the Beauty Blender dupe. It's awesome. Now I'm going to go ahead and do my brows off camera. I'm going to make a more in-depth brow routine soon, but for now we can settle with this. Now I'm going to take some double-sided Scotch tape and align that with my lower lash line to the tail end of my brow. That's going to give us a nice crisp line. And now I'm just going to take the Combust eyeshadow from the Naked Smoky palette. I'm using that on my MAC 224 just to kind of define where I want the crease. Now with the NYX Jumbo Pencil in Black Bean, I'm just going to put a little bit of that right along my lash line, but I am going to go in with a flat definer brush and just buff that out all over the lid. You don't want to get this into the crease, but just on the lid, and it doesn't have to be perfect, but you'll see that it creates more of like a soft gray color, and that's exactly what we want to go for. I highly suggest whenever you are doing any sort of smoky eye that you choose a primer or a base that is similar in color to your lid color, or just use a black base like this one. That's exactly what's going to make your darker shades more vibrant and prevent creasing throughout the day. Now on a fluffy brush, I'm taking this nice rich mahogany brown called Whiskey, and I'm going to buff that into the outer corner and the outer crease of the eye, keeping it pretty low in that crease. We don't want it to be too dark. And now on that same brush, I'm going to take the shade Password, which is a really gorgeous matte grayish taupe color. And I like to use this on a shading brush because it helps build it up a little bit more and just make it smokier by nature. And with this, I'm just going to buff this all over the lid of the eye. And you can really take your time with this and really build up that color to be nice and rich, instead of just packing it on, where sometimes you can get a lot of fallout that way and it'll be more susceptible to creasing throughout the day. So I just like to, buff this on using little circular motions and buff it into the crease of the eye as well. And now on my 224, I'm going back into the crease with actually the Havana Nights Contour Powder from Anastasia Beverly Hills. I love this as a transition shade because it adds some warmth, but it's not too pigmented or overpowering. And now from the Naked Smoky palette, I'm taking that nice matte black just on the outer corner just to deepen it up, and then you can go ahead and take the tape off. Now this step is optional, but I like to do this because I like the shape that it adds, but of course I'm going to go ahead and add my winged liner. I'm definitely going to suggest doing any sort of liquid liner or kohl liner right underneath this, because if you are wearing falsies, this will help disguise the lash band a lot better. But I do love the wing with this shape, especially that nice crisp edge that the tape gave. I feel like this is just a really nice way to finish off the eye look. And I love to use my e.l.f. liquid liner. It's so cheap, it lasts so long. This has been my go-to for years. And then I'm just going to go back in and clean up that line with a little bit of concealer on an angled brush. Now on a little Sedona Lace flat top brush, I'm going to go in with my Becca Under Eye Corrector. This is my absolute holy grail product to go in with before concealer, and I'm just going to blend that out again using my little Real Techniques sponge. But this stuff is absolutely awesome. It prevents creasing of your concealer all day and keeps it nice and bright. So for my concealer, I'm going to use my Makeup Forever Ultra HD concealer, and I'm going to top it off with a little bit of the NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer just to deepen it. I did put on a fake tan, so I'm just having to mix my shades together, but it works out that these two formulas are absolutely awesome together. So I'm going to buff that out again with my Real Techniques sponge. And then I'm going to take a little bit of that concealer right through the center of my face just to highlight a little bit. Now I'm going to go in with my Laura Mercier Loose Translucent Setting Powder, and I'm just going to take this on that same sponge and place it right under my eyes just to bake a little bit while I'm finishing up the eyes. So I'm taking that highlight shade from the Smoky palette called 13. It's a really gorgeous, it's like a semi-matte creamy white shade, and I'm going to pack that on the brow bone and then just buff out everything in the crease that we've already done. Now I'm going to apply a couple of coats of my Clinique High Impact Mascara in black, and I like to do this before I apply my lashes just so that I don't get too much mascara or product on my lashes and ruin them. And I'm applying the Ardell Wispies today. I usually don't wear these that much anymore, but with this smoky eye, I think that they are just absolutely gorgeous. So I'm using my black duo glue as usual and just tacking those on with some tweezers. And now we are ready to go in and sweep off that excess powder that we applied under the eyes. I'm using another Morphe brush, and I'm just sweeping this off, and then I top it off with a little bit of my Anastasia Banana Powder. Now I'm going to tightline, which looks totally crazy, and I'm going to apply it on the waterline off camera. And I'm taking that same Whiskey eyeshadow on a very flat definer brush, and I'm going to smudge out the lower lash line with this eyeshadow. I'm not bringing down the eyeshadow and the liner as far as I usually do, just because I wanted to keep most of that definition on the upper lid. So I'm going to apply that Whiskey, buff it out, and then I'm taking that Combust eyeshadow on a small definer brush and just buffing everything out with that. You can bring this down a lot further, or you could even leave the lower lash line blank or put a nude liner in, and that would look gorgeous. Now you just want to go in with your lower lash mascara. This is the Clinique Bottom Lash Mascara, which is my absolute favorite go-to. It's awesome, get it. So I'm going to coat my lower lashes in this and use a couple of coats. And now I'm mixing the shades High and 13 from the Smoky palette, and I'm just packing that really heavily on that inner corner because since this is a more smoky look, I feel like those two shades mixed together just give a really nice pop of brightness right in that inner corner. Now, instead of doing a bronzing and contouring type thing, I'm actually just going to do both in one step. I'm using that same Havana contour powder from Anastasia Beverly Hills. I'm going to take this on an angled contour brush, and I'm going to pack this on right under my cheekbones and the usual places, around the temples, around the jawline, and then I'm also going to do some slight contouring on my nose. I really love this bronzer because it is warm, but it's not too warm to where you can't create a shadow-like look with it. I've been really loving a little bit of a warmer toned bronzer lately rather than cool. I can't say why, I just kind of fluctuate back and forth, but I feel like a warmer toned bronzer looks really awesome with this look since it is so cool on the eyes. Whenever I contour my nose, I like to take just a tiny bit of product on a fluffy eyeshadow brush and just place it precisely exactly where I want it, and I don't worry about blending it out. And then I'll just go back in with whatever I use for my foundation, whether it be a brush or a sponge, and just kind of use stippling motions to blend it out. That way I feel like you get the most natural look without it sort of sinking and setting into your pores. Now I'm going to take that same Laura Mercier loose translucent powder right under my contour on a flat Real Techniques contour brush, and I'm just going to bake just for a second just to sharpen up that contour. I feel like this really sets your contour and locks it in place. And now I'm just going to immediately sweep that off. I don't want it to be too strong and overpowering, but this really does clean up that contour nicely. Now I'm taking MAC's Matte Blush in the shade Prism. This is such a gorgeous neutral color, and it works on so many different skin tones as well. So this I'm going to place towards the outside of my face. And now for the shining star of the show, I'm going to mist my highlighting brush with a little bit of Fix Plus. I'm using the Laura Geller Gilded Honey Highlight, and OMG, I'm so obsessed with this highlighter recently. I cannot stop using it. I thought that Champagne Pop was my queen of all time, and it still is, but this, you guys, is amazing. Whenever you mist your brush with some Fix Plus, it's just heavenly. So this I'm going to put generously on top of my cheekbones, on the tip of my nose, on my cupid's bow, and I even take this as well onto the chin and on my temples. You can go overboard with this just like I did, or you can leave the highlight out, but I feel like the highlight really makes this look since it is so matte on the eyes. Now I'm going to line my lips, and I am doing some overlining. I want to make a more in-depth video on how I overline, but for now it's kind of off camera. I used MAC's Soar for the lip liner, and of course for my lipstick I'm using the Dose of Colors Stone Liquid Lipstick. I cannot say enough good things about this liquid lipstick, or just this lip combination in general. I feel like the lip liner is such an amazing glide-on formula, and then the liquid lipstick is one of the only ones that does not like crack and flake and dry my lips out, and it just stays true to color all day. Some liquid lipsticks can change color on me or oxidize throughout the day, which I really don't like. This one stays really gorgeous and pink. So now, just to finish off, I'm going to take a bath in Fix Plus or any setting spray of your choice, and then we are done. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you have a fabulous Valentine's Day. And of course, if you wear this look out, be sure to tag me. Thanks guys, bye.